Hi, well, you definitely read that right. Carpal tunnel is definitely something that's becoming an epidemic and something that I'm seeing more commonly in my office. Hello, my name is Dr. Hector Martinez, and today I want to talk to you about carpal tunnel syndrome. So, like I mentioned, it's something that we're seeing more and more often. So today I'm going to talk to you about what carpal tunnel syndrome is, why is it becoming an epidemic, and also give you something that commonly occurs where carpal tunnel syndrome is misdiagnosed, or oftentimes there's other issues besides the carpal tunnel syndrome. And then also I'm going to give you some simple things that you could do on your own to help find relief from carpal tunnel syndrome. So let's go ahead and talk about what carpal tunnel syndrome is. So carpal tunnel syndrome involves pressure where the nerves, as they pass through a tunnel called the carpal tunnel, are compressed and they're squeezed. So if you think of a nerve like a water hose, when you squeeze a water hose, water flows less freely. So a nerve works the same way. If you squeeze a nerve, electrical impulses and information and signals do not pass as well from the nerve into the muscles and the hands, and that creates a lot of the symptoms that we most commonly know, such as numbness, such as tingling, and oftentimes when the carpal tunnel is very severe, we see weakness. So why is carpal tunnel an epidemic? That's something that is kind of misunderstood as well. You're probably doing it right now. I know I'm doing it here as I'm sitting here recording this video on my computer. We use our computers a lot. We use our hands a lot. We use our phones a lot. And as we're sitting there texting, we're using our phones and we're constantly using the muscles that are in the wrist area, in the forearm area, and that causes overuse, that causes inflammation, and that causes pressure in the carpal tunnel. So what I wanted to talk to you about is a little bit something that's not as common knowledge, and that is, we often see that patients come in here to the office that are either self-diagnosed or they were diagnosed by their doctor telling them that they have carpal tunnel syndrome. Sometimes I have patients that have had surgery and they come back, or they end up seeing us somehow, and they say that they're still having the numbness and tingling in their hands and in their fingers. So why is that? So one of the most common things that is missed is even though the carpal tunnel issue may be apparent, we often find that there's involvement of the nerves that actually feed into the hand. There's actually 3 different nerves that actually control the hand motion, control your ability to feel, and things like that. But oftentimes we find is that there's involvement of the carpal tunnel as it passes through other areas here in the elbow area, up into the shoulder area, up into the neck, and then also up into the spine. So you definitely, if you're suffering from any carpal tunnel syndromes, you definitely want to have that addressed. So let's go ahead and jump into some things that you could do on your own. You want to make sure that you have addressed any areas where the median nerve or any other nerves that go into the hands or the fingers have been affected somehow. So you want to make sure first of all, you look into the cervical spine. You want to make sure that there's no arthritis, that there's no disc bulges, disc herniations, or muscle tightness that's putting pressure in the nerves as they kind of feed into the arm and the hand and the shoulder area. You also want to make sure that you don't have tight shoulders, tight pecs. That's something that we commonly see that's putting pressure on the nerves, and that sometimes could also give you symptoms that are like carpal tunnel. The other thing that we talk about a lot in the office is something that it's not common knowledge, but that's your breathing is actually really important. When we breathe, we tend to breathe what's called a chest breather, and you want to make sure you try to breathe with your diaphragm. We will shoot a video and kind of explain to you a little bit more why. But what I mean by that is when you're breathing with your chest, you're constantly overusing the shoulder muscles, the muscles in the chest, and as they constantly are overused, they become tight, and they put blockage, or they put pressure on certain nerves in that area, and that could over time be a factor of carpal tunnel. Another thing that's not commonly known is actually B vitamin, especially B vitamin 6. Sometimes people don't have enough of it for whatever reason, or there may be a deficiency. That could sometimes actually cause carpal tunnel syndrome like symptoms. Thyroid problems could also cause that as well. So there's a whole host of things that could give you carpal tunnel like symptoms. So you definitely want to make sure you're looking at all those. Another thing you want to do besides your breathing and then making sure you check all those areas, is you want to go ahead and stretch. So you want to stretch all the muscles in the neck area. That's important to stretch it out. But you also want to stretch all the muscles that are in the shoulder area, because as the nerves kind of come out of the spine, they actually pass through all these muscles outside the neck. And in the shoulder, oftentimes we see patients that have tight shoulder muscles, and especially tight pec muscles, which puts a lot of pressure on the nerves. So I hope you guys found that video helpful. If you would like to dive a little bit more deeper, feel free to call us and schedule a complimentary session where we'll sit down with you and provide clarity, about your health problem, help guide you past any confusion. We will create a customized treatment plan for you and really sit down and kind of give you different things you could do and give you the tools that you need to help overcome if you're having something like carpal tunnel syndrome. Thanks a lot, everyone. Hope you are enjoying the videos. Again, if you found these videos helpful, please like and share, comment, let us know what you're thinking. Let us know if there's other videos you would like to for us to record, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.